Hello lovies, it's your girl Jessie Q and welcome to another video on my channel. Well, I like it. Well, I like my hair. It look nicer. It's different, I know. So, I decided that I was going to take a shot at doing my own hair. And I decided I wanted to try Faux Locs. So I did, and I must say that I am pleased with the outcome. However, it was not easy and it was not as simple as I thought it would be. So today's video I'm going to show you how I achieved my Faux Locs, and then I am going to explain to you and just tell you about some of the issues that I had with it and some of the things that you can probably choose to do differently to achieve better Faux Locs for yourself. Before we get into the video, do not forget to hit that subscribe button down below and hit the bell icon if this is your first time and you want to be able to get notifications every time that I post a video. And as I said before, if this is your first time, hey, welcome to the Jessie Q family, and I hope that you really enjoy this video and a lot of the others that we have. This is the first hair type video that I am going to be doing. Let me know what you guys think, if you are for this type of video, if you think I should do more hair type videos, and just let me know in the comments down below. So stay tuned.
Alright guys, so I am just going in with some beeswax and some locking cream. I will show you what that looks like in a little while, but I'm just showing you here my process of detangling. I'm using a detangling brush just to make sure that my hair is not tangled. And I'm going in with my braids right now. I am using Super X braids in the color black, which I believe is 1. And this is the way that I braid. I taught myself how to braid, so I don't know if this is the correct way to braid. Don't hold me to it. I'm just doing how I know how to. And it actually tends to work for me, so I guess I've been doing something a little right. So I am just braiding the hair onto my hair now, and I'm doing it pretty tight just to make sure that it stays, especially since there's going to be a whole another set of braids on top of it, and I want to make sure that it's secure. Now I'm just taking a black rubber band for hair and I am tying it off where my hair stops along the braid, and I'm just going to braid down the rest of the plait. But I wanted to make sure that it was pretty secure at the point where my hair stopped, so it did not start to unravel, if possible, at that point. Now that I've braided down the hair, I am now adding a rubber band to the end of the hair as well. And this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to give you a little more detail with this second plait so that you can see. So here I am detangling the hair. And I'm adding the beeswax. And also the locking cream. I would put the links for these things in the description box. And I'm going to make sure my hair is properly detangled. And to braid, you just loop the two pieces of hair together and you braid it in. It really isn't that hard to do. And just like the first time, I'm putting a rubber band where my hair meets and also a rubber band to the ends. Now you guys can see that it is time for me to actually do the lock part of the hair, what gives it that locks look. I've done the back of my hair already. Now what you want to do is just take one long piece of hair. I'm using the entire length of the hair, and I'm just going to add a rubber band with the hair to the base of my plait. As you can see, I've just left a little piece, just a few inches, about 3 or 4 inches. I've left that is going to be underneath just to hide the end of it. And now it is time for me to start wrapping, so I just need to keep my hair back, and I'm wrapping it about 3 or 4 times at the base first before I go down the length of the plait, and that's just to make sure that it's really secure and also that it's covering the rubber band at the base of my hair. And guys, when you're wrapping, you do not want to twist it. You want to keep it flat. You do not want to twist it as if it is a twist plait, because it isn't. You want it to be flat. So keep that hair as flat as possible. And I'm going down. I'm wrapping it very close together, very close together, and just going down gradually the length of the plait. Now with the ends, I'm just taking the little piece at the end, bending it back up the plait, and wrapping the hair around that end piece so that it is covered. I'm going to continue wrapping it back up the plait. And for this part, when you get to the end piece of the hair, you can either use fire, as in a lighter, or you can use glue. So I'm just adding a little bit of the beeswax to the end part of the hair just to make sure that it stays in place, and then I am using fire. I would suggest, however, that you use glue, and I will explain why at the end of the video. I'm also passing the fire along the plait itself just to make sure that and I'm using the same process and going back up with the hair. This time I had a little piece of stringy hair that I used.
Alright guys, so thank you for checking out the, I guess, tutorial part of the video, and I hope it was clear and informative. I shot that at, I don't know, like very late or very early in the morning, depending on how you look at it. This style took me about 10 hours to do. I started at 11 o'clock and I did not finish until 11 o'clock the next morning. So I was not pleased about that, but I just put on a new series and I was just watching the series while I was doing my hair, so it made it a little better. Plus, I'm a night owl. I'm someone who usually stays up very late. I'm usually going to bed around 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, so it wasn't that bad for me. Yes, I was tired. My arms were tired from being up all the time, but it was fine. So I'm just going to give you all a little breakdown of some of the things that I did, some of the things that I used, and some of the things that you could possibly do differently. So I used a cheap type of braid for the braids on the inside. It's about $6 or $7 at my hair store, which is the Container Store located in San Juan. I used that for the inside, but I didn't buy enough because I only bought 2 packs. So I ended up using some of the Super X, the black Super X on the inside braid as well. So that was fine. My initial plan was to do it really, really big. However, I guess it didn't work out that way for whatever reason. It just didn't come out very big. This one on top, this pink one that I've so cleverly perched to the side there, this was supposed to be the size of all of them basically, right? I know my mom especially was like, why you do it so big? And I was like, but that was the point, to do it big. So in all actuality, all the rest of them are small, but whatever. The Super X wasn't bad to work with. All the tutorials that I had been watching were with Marley hair or that type of hair. However, I did not particularly have the money, nor did I want to spend so much money on Marley hair, and then it came out like crap. I preferred to spend money on something cheaper, and if it came out like crap, it's like, okay, fine, whatever. It was cheap braids anyway. So I decided to use Super X. I did see some tutorials with it, so I knew that it was possible for it to be used. It wouldn't give you that much of the dreads feel, but in terms of the texture is what I mean. But I am pleased with how it came out. I think it's fine. I wrapped them, and at first a lot of them started to unravel, so it took me a while to get my wrapping style down packed. And I would say, however, even though, okay, they look alright, a lot of them have actually unraveled since. So if you watch the tutorial part of the video, you understand that I was wrapping going all the way down, and then the excess I would wrap it back up. I would suggest that you don't do that. The reason being is that with a lot of them that were wrapped back up, I realized that they started to unravel because it became too much, I guess. I really don't have a legitimate reason for why, but I just suggest that you don't do that. I think it's better to find some way to just cut it off at the end. So what ended up happening with a lot of them had started to unravel, and if you watch properly, you can see a lot of them that are looser on the ends, and a lot of them are just going to unravel. Some of them I constantly have to be reburning. If you watch this one, it has rubber bands, it's burnt to the ends, and I just have to constantly be going back to some of them because of the unraveling. Another point is that I used fire to seal it off at the ends. I think it may be better to use some sort of crazy glue or something, or nail glue, because the fire, while it does create a seal, it's not a permanent seal. You know, it will eventually move. So I think if you are using that wrap back up method, then it is definitely better to use some glue to keep it in place as opposed to fire. So that is another thing that I would do differently. I liked the method of starting with the rubber band. I think it was a cool enough method, and I think it was easy enough for me. I don't think there's much that I'll change in that regard. I think it's just for me to hone in on it a little bit more and just perfect the wrapping style, especially because I know that a lot of them have started separating a bit, and you can see the braid underneath. I know you can see that there, but it was my first time, and I think I did a really good job for my first time, and I'm not really that much of a hair person, so I think it was a really good job on my behalf. I added a lot of charms and stuff, as you can see, to it. I probably would add some more in time to come, but I am really pleased with how the charms looked. I added this type of, what do you call this? It's some sort of stretchy wire, stretchy twine, sorry, not wire, in a gold color, and I think it looks really cute. I had an excess because I had used it before on a longer braid, so I just bunched it up to the ends there, you see, and just tied it off. I also had the normal clips. As you can see, it's a bit small because the braids are bigger, but that's okay with me. I also bought these rings, and I actually bought a lot of them, but because they are actually tough, like they're actually hard, it was a pressure to get opened and get it back closed. So I only ended up doing it on this one dread here, and I still have the packet inside, and I'll probably, if I can get someone to help me, I'll put in the rest because I think they're really cute. But for myself, and I couldn't find my pliers, so I wasn't able to get that much of it done. So this was my little review on what I thought of it, you know. I don't regret doing it this big. This is how I wanted it to be. One other thing though, I forgot to trim the braids to the desired length after I did them. So that is why some of them in the back are really, really long, and the front is kind of the length that I want it to be. I really forgot to do it, and you know, I'm not letting a lot bother me. So that it was supposed to be more of a bob style, whereas now it's just like shoulder length or whatever, or collarbone length. But I'm not making it an issue. So this was my tutorial / review on do-it-yourself faux locks, and I am pleased with it. I would probably try it again sometime. I intend on leaving this in for as long as I possibly can because it took me really long to do it, and I am not going to take it out just yet. I need to get my day's worth, you know? So that is it. Thank you guys for checking out this video, and as always, remember to check out my jessiq.co website. I know that I've been slacking a bit on the blog posts. That's because I have been doing everything from my tablet as of recent, and it's really difficult using the website that I use to operate my website from my tablet. Even when I put it on desktop mode, it's just a bit difficult. So I've been trying to figure it out, and I will be back soon, but I'm still telling you guys, go check it out. If you haven't seen the few blog posts that I've done so far, you can check it out. That is jessiq.co, and also my Stitched Shop TT website. That is the website for my design business, where you can get clothing and you can get customized sneakers done. If you would like to order something, or if you would like to see some of the collections that we've done in the past, you can check out that website. We are currently in the process of creating our 2018 collection, and I'm really excited about it. It is a tough process, you know, this part of the creative process, but I have some interesting things coming along. As well, I have been doing a lot of work with bands and choirs and groups recently to do like their uniforms and stuff, and that is something that I'm really interested in. So if you are part of a band, choir, or group and would like to get some uniforms made, some uniforms custom stitched, you can feel free to check out that website as well, and you can contact us from there. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know if you like it and if you're pleased and if you want to see more videos like this. So until the next time. Namaste.